It's another Financial Friday here on Studio 10. Wealth advisor Roger Millbrook with Buckingham Strategic Wealth is here to help us navigate it all. Welcome to Studio 10 today, Roger.
Thank you for having me back.
Yes, all right, so we're talking about markets. They continue to be volatile, generally down this time of year. What can we do?
Well, it's funny, the last time I was here I had the very similar question, and at that time I talked about what investors should be thinking about when it comes to developing their portfolio before they get into the market. Now we are in the markets, they're down. What are there specifically that they can do? And I have a couple recommendations for that.
Yeah, what does that look like? What should we do? How do we navigate the markets right now?
So one of the things that you should be doing, looking at, is if you have a taxable account, a non-IRA or a non-Roth IRA, and you have positions that are at a loss, you can sell those, because right now they're just a paper loss. If you sell those at a loss, you have something you can put on your tax return that will help you at year end. Okay? The thing to think about when you do that is you have to worry about the wash sale rules, and that's a specific IRS rule that has to do with what you can reinvest in. So you want to touch base with your advisor when you want to consider that option.
Now, do you want to give us some tips that kind of make it a little bit more like maybe layman's terms, you know, kind of the general tips, because sometimes we get a little overwhelmed by this, right?
Sure.
And that's why we would come to you as the experts, because you know how to navigate all of
Sure.
it. But what maybe general tips do you have for us when we're thinking about the markets?
Well, I think one of the big things to think about right now is to really understand that this is normal, okay? And I have a colleague who likes to say, zoom out.
Okay.
Take a step back and imagine yourself in 5 or 10 years, and this is just going to be another one of those market downturns that will eventually, it'll come back, okay? We don't know when, but just to kind of understand it and take it in perspective that way, I think that's a very good generic thing to be thinking about right now as we see the day-to-day ups and downs, mostly downs lately.
Right, and I think that's a great tip because, like you said, sometimes we get so close to the problem and we got our money in these markets and we're getting really nervous about it, but you've obviously been in the business for years, so you kind of know that it ebbs and flows, and so maybe we're just one of those downturns, but we're hoping that we're, you know, forecasting a little bit better, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, so if people are a little bit overwhelmed by all this information, they need more tips. Like I said, you guys are the experts. How do they get a hold of you to figure out more about these markets?
Sure, they can reach us at our website, prepareforretirement.com.
Okay, any last minute tips, Roger, before I let you go here on a Financial Friday that we should know about this?
I did have one other specific thing that they could be thinking about right now. Because the markets are down, doing a Roth conversion right now could be a good idea. Some asset classes are down nearly 20%. When you put money into a Roth via a Roth conversion, you're paying the tax now at a lower value, and when it goes in there, that growth will be all tax-free from there on out. So that's another specific thing that someone can think about as they're looking at their statements and they're down right now.
All right, Roger Millbrook, thank you for coming by Studio 10 and giving us those tips today. The website one more time?
Prepareforretirement.com.
Makes it easy, right?
It does. Thank you for having me.
All right, thanks for your time. Studio 10 continues after the break.